Hey guys, it's Sienna. Welcome back to another video of my exchange at California State University Northridge with National Student Exchange. So this week actually has been pretty crazy. This past week, my college announced that they will be doing all of our courses online due to the COVID-19 outbreak. So that's going to take some adjusting and getting used to, but I will delve more into that in the future weeks and when classes get going again. But right now, spring break is just starting. I just got home back to Minnesota for spring break. I wanted to see everyone, visit everyone here back home. So I'll show you guys a bit about my home campus too. That'll be more next week. But this week I wanted to talk about using public transportation in LA. So I come from somewhere that the public transportation is like just buses. I mean, I guess there is an Amtrak train, but like there's only the one stop. So we don't have subways or anything like that, so it's just buses. And I barely use them because I have my own car when I'm here. But being in LA, I've had to learn how to use the transit system, and I wanted to share some of my experience so you guys won't be as lost if you have to use the transit system in LA or maybe anywhere else. I would hope it would transfer. I've been taking the bus and or train about once a week, so I've gotten a fair amount of experience and I've had some trial and error with it as well. I've also taken the subway, also known as the Metro Red Line, once, so that was an interesting experience as well, and I'll talk about that. So to ride the Metro, meaning the buses or the subway, they have you pay for your fare with either cash or on a tap card. So I use a tap card because I usually don't carry cash because it tends to have to be the exact change. A bus ride is like $1.75, I believe, and they don't have change, so I can't go up with $2 and get a quarter back. So I have my tap card and I can add money to that with my card. I just had to pay a little bit to get this activated, and I got this right on campus at the ticketing place. So that was super nice and convenient. And I'm also able to check the balance online as well, so that's really nice. I need to add more to it actually. But to use the tap card, usually the buses will have you tap it when you board, so like there'll be a spot right in the front by the driver that you can just use the tap card. If you're using cash, they'll have like a slot for you to enter that as well. But a few stations will have you do it like before you board. So there'll be like a kiosk where you can either tap your card or pay for your fare there. That's usually done at the bigger stations. So when I'm like leaving from Northridge, I go to the Chatsworth station and they will have me just do it right there if it's like one of the longer bus lines. For the subway, you tap the card at a gate before you go down below ground, and then that's just paying for your fare with that. I found that it tends to like be cheaper than getting a Lyft or Uber or even driving because gas is so expensive, so that's why I tend to use it. If you can, spare the extra time that it takes to ride the bus, then I would definitely go for it because you can save a lot of money. Because like I said, riding the bus is only $1.75 for one way, and a lot of times when I'm on the bus, I will like work on my computer or read a book or work on homework anyway, so I'm making good use of that time. Being on the Metro is pretty easy. There is some etiquette that you should maybe go by just so like you don't bother the people around you. It's just polite. Keep to one seat if it gets busy. If it's not busy, sometimes I'll have my backpack sitting next to me, but I'll move it as soon as it gets busy. Use headphones or earbuds if you're going to be listening to anything. It's not very nice to force other people to listen to that. If you're talking with someone who's on the bus with you, or if you're gonna have a phone call, just try to keep your talking voice like to a lower, just to be courteous of those around you. Cover your cough and sneeze, especially in, the time we are in now. And honestly, I try not to touch much, especially on the subway. There's a lot of people in there, and I don't know how much they get cleaned. They're getting cleaned more now. I heard that with the virus going around, they're making an effort to clean them better, but still, I just don't touch very much. When I was on the subway, it was pretty packed, and it was during the first panic week of the coronavirus, so I just leaned against the wall and just didn't touch anything. So to track the buses and the subway and just different things like that, I actually use Google Maps. I put in where I want to go and my location, and then it'll show me the buses that are closest to me, like with the different routes, the ones that'll get to my destination the fastest, and also a few other options. If I'm planning ahead or need to be somewhere at a certain time, I can change the arrival or departure time, and it will show me the options based off of that. So I find Google Maps to honestly be the most convenient. Google also tracks if the buses are running late or running ahead, so that's something that the metro.com doesn't do. That just says the time that they're supposed to be there. So if it's running late or if it's not showing up, you know why and about where it's at, because it actually can like track where the bus is at, sort of. So you get a rough idea. As for trains, I end up taking them almost twice every week, just to get to wherever I'm going for the weekend and back. But I know there are both Metrolink and Amtrak trains that run throughout LA. I've been using Amtrak since my first trip to California, so that's what I've kind of just stuck with because I know how it works. I know that Metrolink has like a set schedule throughout the week, so you can find that on their website, and then they also don't make as many stops on the weekends. So I'm usually traveling on the weekend, so Amtrak just works better for me. I know they do also have student passes, which are not as expensive. So maybe look into that. They also have like kiosks at each like station where you can like buy your fare, and I've never used one, but it seems pretty simple. So on Amtrak, I use their app to find like train times and to buy my ticket, so you can do that right there. It's super easy. If you have any issues with the ticket, you can take care of that there. If you need to switch your train, you can do that usually for free. Sometimes they charge. It depends on how like last minute you're changing your ticket, and it's just really easy. It's pretty user friendly. When you're on the train, the conductors just scan your ticket right from the barcode on your phone, and it's super easy. The etiquette for the trains is just about the same as buses. Keep to yourself and cover your cough. So I also know Amtrak does have like routes all around the United States, so maybe if you're not in LA even, it's something you want to look into. I know back at my home campus we have one stop for like long distance travel, and some people will take it to like Chicago and things like that. I'd check it out no matter where you live. It's a great way to save you money on travel, so I would just check into it and see if it works for you. If you're trying to go somewhere from LAX or trying to get to LAX, there is a flyaway bus that comes every 30 minutes and stops at each terminal. This is to both pick up people and drop off people. They have charter buses that go to Union Station, Van Nuys, and they have a few other stops, but those are the only two that I've actually taken. Ultimately, I'm sure they will have something that can get you closer to your destination, and it's very cost effective. A flyaway ticket is only $9.75, which is quite a bit cheaper than any Lyft or Uber I've seen that will take you that distance. If you're coming from LAX, you will pay at the station you get to, so after your ride you'll pay there. If you're headed towards LAX, you can go to one of the Metrolink like kiosks and purchase your flyaway ticket from there. This is what I took to get to the airport last night because it was over $20 cheaper than a Lyft or Uber to the airport. So I was at Union Station and had to get to LAX, and so I took the flyaway bus for only $9.75. Union Station itself is kind of the hub of transit in LA. It has buses, subways, trains, and the flyaway buses right there. It's a beautiful historic building with restaurants, fast food, public restrooms, and even waiting areas if you get there early. And if you need any help, there are plenty of workers that are willing to help you and answer any questions. Last night I wasn't sure where I needed to go to get to my flyaway bus, so I just asked one of the employees and they showed me right where to go. So all of these services have websites. So if you have any other questions, I would definitely go check out their websites. Metrolink, Amtrak, Flyaway, they all have apps as well, I'm pretty sure. So if you just wanted to find out more about those, all the routes and stuff are also on their websites. So I would really encourage you to go check it out. Another rule of thumb for any transportation, show up 10 to 15 minutes early. If you're trying to get to a station, this can cover for any traffic or any delays you might have. If the train or bus is running early, it'll compensate for that. Just showing up early resolves so much stress that there might be if you're showing up late, and it's just overall easier, makes your trip less stressful. So I hope you guys found this video to be helpful, but I will see you guys next week for info on my spring break.